Welcome back, everyone. GReimer here, coming at you from the VintageCraft server. That's right, I haven't done an episode from here in a little bit, but I figured why not? I might as well throw one more in here. Okay, so the VintageCraft server has been my home for 3 years. I think it is. Like this is season 2, which has been going on for like 2 years now, or almost 2 years now. And I was part of season 1 from the beginning and everything like that. And I've been doing a lot of fun stuff on here, like building massive kingdoms. And in the season 1, I think I did a hobbit hole with a windmill. I didn't really do much there. Oh, it's actually raining. Look at that. I've had a ton of fun and great experiences on here. However, all good things do come to an end, and this will actually be my final episode of VintageCraft. So, before I go, this kingdom has taken a long time to make. In fact, let's just pop into statistics, and oh yeah, these aren't in alphabetical order. Let me give me a second to find it. Right there, bam. Okay, time played 46.21 days. Okay, so yeah, this has been a long time I've worked on this. In fact, other fun statistics. Let's look at items. Let's see, times mined, sand. Yeah, that's it. That's quite a bit. Dropped isn't. Where's used? Used right there. Look at sandstone, 91,000. Okay, yeah. So I've used a lot of stuff to make all of this. Like I've gone through a lot. It's taken a lot of time, a lot of patience, and I've had a lot of fun doing it. I did redid the landscape on everything in the entire kingdom, which is almost a square kilometer in size. Now this is actually an unfinished project. Now when the server goes out to be downloaded, I encourage everybody to hop on here, and I want you guys to finish this project. I'll point out the things that are unfinished. You guys go have fun and finish this project and put your own twist on it. All right, so. What I'm going to do in this episode, though, is I'm going to actually reveal all the secrets and Easter eggs that I hid throughout the kingdom of Babel. Okay, so we're going to just start in the north and work our way down, because there's a lot. There's quite a bit that I put in here. Actually, I guess the best place to start would be right here at the library. So here's the tower. The library is like diagonal from it right here. There's a little back entrance to it right here. It's a good place to start so that you can get all the little hidden secrets and whatnot of the kingdom. All right, so starting off, this is actually known as Babel, the second kingdom, because the first kingdom is described right here in this book. Now, I'm going to go through this book and basically tell you that it's a made-up story of Atlantis, the one that I kind of came up with off the top of my head. I'm going to go through this right here so that you can always pause it and read it if you want to read the full story, and then this describes the location of where the first kingdom was. Now, if you notice your surroundings when you're on this map, this actually matches the surroundings of the biomes that you're around right now. In fact, the pinpoint location would have been the bay off the coast of Babel, where the harbor is, where all the ships are. That's where it would have been. And there is actually a shallow area there where the land rises up, and it actually could have been at one point an island. So that's your first hint as to where Atlantis actually is. And then it talks about the destruction of Atlantis and how it collapsed into the sea, and so obviously it sank downward. So in case you're wondering which way it went down. And that's the story of Atlantis right there. So hopefully you had fun reading all that stuff if you pause it as you go through that. And I think it's getting nighttime. I'm going to want to sleep because I don't want to have some creeper issues while I'm giving the tour. Let me just pop a couple of Z's here. All right. So, and yeah, this was the library. Now, there's a couple other books hidden throughout here, like not hidden, they're just kind of around. Here's the Sewer Public Notice. All right. So, 8-page little thing talking about stuff. An investigation has been done following the complaints from the residents in the northern part of the kingdom. Initial concerns were that the sewers were backing up and not draining properly. Following a standard inspection, the following discrepancies were found. 1. The northwest corner of the spillway has collapsed due to a creeper explosion. This blocked water flow from the northern drainage tunnel and resulted in the backups. 2. Horrifying mobs infest the sewers. An archer detail is required for anyone exploring the sewers. All creepers must be taken out from range to avoid any further unwanted explosions. That's a little heads up to let people know, if you go down the sewers, please take out creepers from a distance, because the sewers are pretty damn detailed, and it takes a while to repair them. 3. A total of 3 red balloons were found while inspecting the sewer lines, with no explanation as to where they originated. Sewer maintenance worker Georgie hasn't returned. Now, that is a reference to It, Stephen King's It, with Georgie being the kid that got eaten from Pennywise. And that's kind of what that is. And the red balloons, obviously, are Pennywise's kind of signature, 4. Overall structure integrity of the sewer network is still intact, but is severely degraded. The decrepit conditions seem very unstable. Another creeper blast could cause significant damage to the surface via a collapse. Actions to be taken are as follows. 1. Any person traveling to the sewers must be equipped with a bow, an arrow, or loyalty trident. Creepers are to be dealt with from a distance, as the footing in the sewers is unsuitable for melee combat. 2. Maintenance workers have been dispatched to the spillway for repairs. Initial estimations suggest the repairs may take several months, as it seems the explosion opened a large water-filled cavern under the spillway. One worker reported that there appears to be structures in the water of the cavern. Further investigation is required. Okay, remember what we just said about Atlantis is missing. It sank underground in this area. This person found a large underwater cavern with structures in it. Where do you think Atlantis is? Sewer maintenance. 3. Sewer maintenance worker Georgie must be located. He has been gone nearly 2 days, and an investigation is being launched to locate his whereabouts. He is last seen heading down the western drainage tunnel from the spillway. Okay, so that gives you an idea of where to start looking when you're trying to find Georgie. There's a spider around here that is being all sorts of noisy. And he might not even be here. He might be underground. He might be underground. I think he is, actually. The sewers do run underneath here, so I think I'm just going to have to put up with him making those squealy noises. Now, all right, let's see. What other books were there in here? I think I was going to put one upstairs, but I never got to putting that Easter egg in here. But there's this one, too. Now, this one I'm going to come back to in the episode. This is the PSA for the black market. The black market is a hidden marketplace in the kingdom. It really does exist. It's not, and it is built and finished. It's not a joke. It's really a thing. So far, only 2 people have ever found it. But I'm going to show you how to find it in this episode. All right, so knowing the stuff about Atlantis and knowing all that other jazz, let's go down and actually try to find where Atlantis was supposed to be. So basically, this first Easter egg, this first thing, is talking about 2 things, actually. There's Pennywise, the whole It Easter egg, and then there's also the Kingdom of Atlantis. All right, so let's actually get down. Here's one of the wells in the sewer. If you don't know, there's a well directly south of the tower. There's one to the west of the tower, and there's one to the east of the tower. They make up the entrances to the actual sewers down below. So this is one of the sewers. In fact, I should actually let me go grab a night vision potion so you guys can see this. Hold on one second. All right, night vision potion acquired. All right, so we're going to head down here so you can actually see this. It's normally dark and gloomy, but because of the night vision potion, it should be clear as day. Now, there are mobs down here, lots of them, okay? So if you do come down here in survival, make sure you equip a bow and arrow and take out things like that from a distance so you don't blow up this whole place. But if you do, like I said, it's a world save, you can probably just load it back up. All right, so once you get, this is the southern well that we just dropped down, okay? So once you get down here, you're going to get to this T intersection. Where we're going to want to go for Atlantis is we're going to want to go to the right. Okay, so we're gonna want to head this way. Now, going down this way, you can see this little passageway right here with a creeper right there. Like I said, there's creepers all over the place, and then it goes down this way also. Now, there's like a kind of a portcullis that's kind of closed over here, like this right here. Now, if you have like a elytra, you can probably squeeze through there. Wow, look at that! Look at all these terrible monsters down that way. I'm gonna take out these guys. Server restarting in 20 minutes. That's really unfortunate. Let me see if I can wrap this up quick. Let me get rid of these guys down that way because I don't want to have to do. Oh, I don't have many arrows left. Okay, yeah, I don't have to deal with them. I do have, of course, a trident, though. That'll work. Okay, so this leads to a dead end. This is cut off, and you might be able to squeeze through there if you have an elytra. But the way you actually get around there is actually right through this narrow passage. Like I said, when the night vision isn't active, this is super dark and it's creepy, and all you have is the redstone lights to light up your way. It's not exactly a very comforting experience. It's very claustrophobic. Ow, he hit me. Okay, got him. All right, so here we have, you might hear a witch also in the area. That's just kind of part of the mystique. Get out of here. Get out of here, terrible thing. All right, so there are a bunch of dead ends here, but if you do go straight from here, you will end up making it to the spillway. Now, the spillway currently is lit up. The spillway is finished, but we lit it up because a lot of terrible things spawn in there otherwise, and we're currently working down there. But obviously, we're not going to finish that, so that's up to you guys to get down here and actually navigate your way down here and do this. So you'll get down here to the spillway. Take out all the torches, and you'll get the effect that I had going on into it. And that also leads to an unfinished part of the sewers, so you have that going for you, too, to finish that. You can see the northwest corner of the spillway collapsed due to a creeper explosion, exactly like that maintenance report said. So that's why that's all collapsed there. And the northern tunnel was blocked as a result. That's exactly what the book said. All right, now this flows down into here. This is what it opened up, and it said open up into a large water-filled cavern. Now the cavern isn't water-filled yet, but we do have it set up to be water-filled by you guys whenever you get around to, if you get around to doing this. This area right here is obviously a slime chunk, but it's this big open area right here. Now we've done a lot of digging in this area, as you can see right here. It's all opened up, okay? We were going to lower just a little bit more, do a little landscaping. We have the cavern kind of marked out. There's like some pillars and stuff. We're going to do a little bit of detailing on the thing to really jazz it up. But this is where Atlantis would reside. Now, if you want to go ahead and build Atlantis, do it. This map is going to be all yours once it gets released. Now, by the way, this map will probably be released in about 7 months. So if I get my hands on it, I'll try to link it in the description so that you guys can go download it as well. And then so keep an eye out 7 months from now. I'll mention it in a video, I'm sure. But to fill this up with water, what we were planning on doing is we left this layer here. You fill this area with water. You plug up the edges, and then you fill this area with water completely, and then you knock out the blocks and let it all flow down. Now, as it flows down, if you plant kelp diagonal across it and grow that all the way up to the top, it'll turn it all into source blocks. Throw a conduit down here. You'll have underwater breathing, and you have night vision in the water. It'll be great. You can swim and build whatever you'd want to. If we were going to build the ruins of Atlantis. I had a cool design that I built actually on another map once that was part of a cathedral, but I was going to move it on over into this, or at least part of it, for some of the ruins. It was going to be pretty awesome, but that'll have to forever be in my imagination. So, speaking of the unfinished parts, though, let's head over this way, because this is unfinished parts of the sewers. There's a lot to do over here. Lots, okay? All of this was having to be redone, but never got around to it. So, we've had plenty of time, honestly. It's just that after a while, you do get burned out from doing these builds, and you can see we still have like a bunch of stuff down here for building them and stuff like that. But yeah, if you navigate the sewers down here, you'll work your way over to the eastern well, and the eastern well is right there. That part's actually kind of done. But over here is another Easter egg that I threw in. That's not Pennywise, not any of that stuff. It's just a brand spanking new one that I haven't mentioned before, and there's no hint of it. It's just through sheer exploration of the sewers you'd find it. We have an area down here with 4 turtles in it. Okay? We have Leonardo. We have Michelangelo, Raphael, and Donatello. This is, of course, a Ninja Turtles Easter egg. They're down here. They're not going anywhere. They can't get out of here because of the way I have this set up right there. These are false tunnels. They don't actually go anywhere. That's just black concrete and coal blocks. If you watched my One Life series, a couple episodes I put out of that, I talk about how coal is my favorite block because I actually use it in builds. Right there. That's it in use right there. Now, to get out of here, you have to do a little parkour so that they didn't get out, and you have to just jump on that vine and go. This part collapsed, blocking off the water, therefore they don't swim up the waterfall and escape too, so this part would have to be filled with water, just like the rest of the sewers. And yeah, that would be that. So, now, the other part, though, is the other part of the Easter egg is Pennywise the Clown, okay? I don't know if it's nighttime yet. It might actually be, because I've been down here a while. Yeah, I have. Okay, so we might have some fun stuff up above, so I got to be careful when I get out of here. The other part is Pennywise the Clown. In fact, I have an idea of how I'm going to be careful getting out of here. I'll grab my my appropriately named elytra wings there, and let's get some of these guys on the hotbar, and let's get out of here. Yes, there we go. All right, so here we are on the eastern side of the kingdom. The tower itself is over here. It just hasn't rendered in right there. So if you head over to the western side of the kingdom, or if you were going down that southern well and you took a left at the T intersection instead of a right, you'll end up over here. Here's the well right there. There's the farms and the trees and stuff like that. All right, so let's get down here while I still have night vision before the server resets. Let's go ahead and equip this again because I don't want to get blown up. And let's go down this well because they said that sewer maintenance worker Georgie was seen going down the western tunnel. So that would point him in this direction, which means he went this way. I mean, he went to this side of the sewers. So if you start exploring this side of the sewers, you're going to start seeing little inlets of skulls and stuff. Now, I don't know if this is going to carry over when you can download the map, because those are player heads. And I don't know if that's going to carry over. I'm not sure. So they might just be like Steve heads or something when you download the map. I'm not 100%. But yeah, down here at this intersection right here, and if you keep going that way and hang a left, where at the next intersection, you'll get to where the southern well was. But there's a dead end that way. There's 2 dead ends leading there, so all that is just one big false path right here. But if you look this way, there's some red blood on the ground. It's a little freaky, isn't it? Yeah. I only have 30 seconds of night vision, so this is going to be perfect for this kicking in. Now, if you keep going, you get a creeper. So I got to take him out for sure. And then if you keep going, you'll notice there's more blood there. So it goes this way, but this leads to a dead end as well. Now, if the night vision could wear off now, that'd be great, because right here is something that has a light in it. Okay, the night vision's wearing off. You guys wanted to know why I picked Georgie and stuff like that? It's because I added Pennywise. Pennywise the clown. Bats, get out of here. Pennywise the clown is actually down here. He's a thing. Okay, so down here it's a little creepy. If you notice the light that flickers over here, occasionally it's on a randomizer, so it kind of randomly flickers. Whatever. If you come up to this thing and you look in here, you will get a glimpse of Pennywise the clown with Georgie's head there. Okay, so it's pretty creepy. In fact, let me get a light down so you can actually really see it. Right there, Pennywise the clown. He's here. I made sure to put him in here. It's definitely creepy and unnerving when you're down in a place like this. Seeing something like that, yeah, it's a little freaky. But I added him because why not? It's the sewers after all. And I think that's about it for the sewers as far as like the little secrets and stuff down here. Well, save for one, but we're about to get to that. Let me actually go ahead and get out of here. Zombie, get out of my way. Let me go ahead and get out here, and let's get back up to the surface, and I'll show you some more of the Easter eggs in the kingdom up from up there. All right, back up on the surface here, just outside of the well that I dropped down on the western side of the kingdom. All right, so over here, there is some fun stuff too, okay? This is the northern part. I never finished these trees, so that's actually another thing if you guys want to have a building project while you're working on the map. This is the design I used for the trees. I didn't really steal it. I looked at Good Times with Scar, a map that he made where he built these kind of spruce trees, and I just kind of looked at how he built them, and he doesn't really have like a template you can follow. So I just kind of looked at how he built them, and I did my best to kind of recreate them myself. And I think they worked out pretty good. I mean, they look like spruce trees, a little bit better than the natural vanilla stuff, but there's a whole bunch of them to be done up there. But if you follow this path to the north, we're on the western side of the lake right now. To the north, it leads up to the sawmill and the lumber camp, which is where we started for the Babel Brawl, if you guys caught that episode, where Vintage Beef and the entire server was on, and we murdered each other in the kingdom. It was great. But as you come over here, you'll notice that there's this cave right here, okay? So this cave, if you go in here and explore, is one of the Easter eggs in the kingdom, and this is an Easter egg for The Legend of Zelda. The very original one on the NES back in 1980-something, 81 or 82, I can't actually remember. It was a long time ago. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. If you enter the very first cave that you spawn in right next to in The Legend of Zelda, the place where you get your very first sword, you walk in there's an old man standing there saying it's dangerous to go alone, take this, and he gives you a sword. Now in this case the old man is Lasmark. You're the best. But that's just because I had one of his heads and I needed to use it, and plus the guy had a beard, so I was like, Laz has a beard. So yeah, there's that Easter egg right there. Kind of fun stuff. Now actually there's a red stained glass over there, so that means that there's actually a chest for the Babel Brawl that we missed. You'll probably find those occasionally around the kingdom because we didn't actually get all of them. But that Easter egg for The Legend of Zelda is not the only Zelda Easter egg. There's another one right there. Look at that. What's in here? Look at that. Nothing. Okay, but that Easter egg is not the only Zelda Easter egg in this kingdom. In fact, if we do a little hop, skip, and a jump across the pond, let's get down on the water so we can start swimming nice and fast. We'll get over here to another one, actually. In the northeast part of the kingdom, there is a shop, which we didn't get around to putting faces in, but if the plugins don't work for you guys anyway, it's not really going to matter. But in the northeast part of the shop, there is another Legend of Zelda Easter egg, and that is the Happy Mask shop. Is located up here on the corner. The Happy Mask shop. Now, we were actually going to put heads on the walls and stuff in here, but I'm not sure if they'll carry over when the world downloads. But even having the sign there and the little shop set up with the little stands, kind of like how it was in the game. This is from the Ocarina of Time. Is when you first see the Happy Mask shop. It's in the marketplace in Market Town, or at the castle. It does have some funky stuff on it, but to keep with the theme of the building, we kept it as it is here. While we're over here, might as well go check out the mausoleum. Okay, so the mausoleum was built next to the cemetery, or next to the church on this side. and the purpose of it was to bury noblemen and whatnot. You know, the rich and the wealthy would be buried here. But instead of doing that, so here's the church on the eastern side. We have two churches. There's one on the western side as well. We have this here, the mausoleum. Now, if you go down here you'll see one person's buried in one tomb right here, and it's "Here lies Mr. Undead." And this is when he joined the server and when he left the server. He joined in 2018, he left in 2019. And so he is buried here. You can even lift it up and see his face. So yeah, he's buried in that tomb right there. He's the only resident of it. I did leave some flower pots for people to donate flowers. Nobody's been here in a while, apparently. All right, on to the next Easter egg. So a subtle one, but it's not super Easter eggy, is the fact that the saloons in the kingdom are both named after witches. I was tempted to name them Kome and Kotake, which would be the witches that make up Twin Rova in The Legend of Zelda, and that would be actually a really good idea. I just didn't think of it at the time. So one of them is over here, and I believe this is Salem Saloon. So that was Happy Mask Shop right back there, but I believe this is Salem Saloon over here. Yes, it is. Salem Saloon. We didn't finish the interior of this one. And then the other one, and basically this is where we would go to brew potions. The other one is right in front of the tower here at the main entrance, right next to the marketplace. It's this building right here. Zoop. It's right here. And this is Helga's Saloon. Now, the witch you heard underground is actually named Helga. We meant to move her into this and put a fence post in her head. That was early in the building process of this place. Like when we only had this intersection done and the rest of the kingdom wasn't finished and the tower wasn't there. We decided to name that Helga's Saloon. Or we're going to put her in here. And we just never did. So she's still buried down underground someplace. So there's that. We also have a bunch of llamas and stuff stored in the stables. There's two stables, this one here, and there's one on the eastern side as well. I'm going to snag some arrows while I'm back here at home because I'm running out of those, and I like using a bow and arrow because it's a really good way to defend yourself. I don't have many arrows left either. Oops, didn't mean to put those in there. All right. So, next Easter egg. Let's head over to the mining facility up here. So there's the crane lifting everything up. And this is similar to what I was going to put in the One Life series, where I was going to have a pallet of stuff being taken up here. And then down here is something that I added in an episode. It was in a separate episode. Oh, I don't need this bed here. I can move this. In an episode of VintageCraft, a couple episodes back, I did the tomb that they uncovered. And this was going to be, that was the other book I was going to add. Maybe I'll quick add that before it's all over. But I was going to add a miner's journal talking about a tomb that they explore, or that they expose while they're down here digging. In fact, I might have actually wrote it. I'm kind of having trouble remembering. But this is the tomb. You have to crouch to get in here, but if you get down in here, you can actually see there's actually like a tomb down here. And things can spawn down here, so just keep your head on a swivel. This is all sandstone, so it's not very durable. You got a tomb here with the skull, kind of like the top is kind of broken off, and you see the skull sitting in there. And then you have to also kind of crouch to get in here, too. You have to squeeze your way into the tomb as you go. But that's the idea. It's supposed to kind of feel like Indiana Jones. Again, things can and do spawn in here. There's lanterns in here that the miners have moved in when they found it and explored the area, so there's a little bit of light. But here's the main chamber of the tomb, and then there's also like side chambers. Again, you have to squeeze your way in. Side chambers that are all detailed out also, just to add a little air of creepiness to this. Now, there's no path to go in here, so some of them are leading to dead ends. And some of them are not. But this one over here is another one. This one was kind of fun. This little side chamber right here, again, squeeze your way through, was fun because this is a room, but it's built on a diagonal, and it doesn't really look like it because it just looks like kind of a mess because it's kind of is. But yeah, so this is the desert tomb. Now, there is a little Easter egg here that we were going to add in one of the many residence house in the kingdom. We're going to put a little journal there, but I'm not sure if we're going to, so it might forever remain a mystery. And there was going to be this button right here. Now, that button doesn't just do that. This button was originally going to open up this back wall and lead you to the Cave of Wonders from Aladdin. I thought that'd be kind of a fun thing to add, but we never did. And so the button being right there, we could actually add. I have a sign on me right now. Let's actually make it an official Easter egg here. Let's go put the diamond. Whoa, cap locked. the diamond in the rough. Let's just leave it at that. So if any of you have ever seen Aladdin, that'll make a little bit of sense. So yeah, this place was down here, which was a lot of fun to make. It was kind of on a whim because I was like, it'd be cool if they found a desert tomb down there. And it turned out pretty good. I like it a lot. Oh, it's getting nighttime again. I gotta sleep. I gotta keep on top of that because there's terrible, terrible things that could spawn in. All right, daytime. So on to the next Easter egg. All right, so here we are in the industrial district. We're heading on back from the mines. Now, the next Easter egg, I think might be the last one. Now, there's a lot of cool builds here, like that you've probably seen around from other videos, like as we get up in the sky here, like, the ships and stuff that are out in the harbor and whatnot. The animals down there were things I could probably get rid of, but whatever. They're just floating offshore now. The ships down here in the harbor, those were actually a prank by Alpha Kyle. They're attacking me. I kind of liked them. I left them. One docked here at the ship, or at the side of the docks here. All that fun jazz. The kingdom's pretty massive. This hill right here I designed because it reminded me of Camelback Mountain in Scottsdale, Arizona. It's a mountain that I used to climb a lot while I was out there for college. And I thought it'd be kind of fun just to add it in the kingdom because it kind of sticks out, adds a little extra detail. Now, let's talk the big Easter egg, the big puzzle, the black market. If you do not want to know where the black market is or how to find it, just skip to the end of the video and leave a comment saying, hey, this is awesome. Thanks for showing me. If you want to leave a little air of mystery to it and try to find it yourself, just kind of tune out right now and leave a comment down below saying, I will find it. Exactly that. Just put, I will find it. All right. So, the black market. Everything starts in the library. All the Easter eggs and everything like that start in the library. So, the PSA for the black market is the starting point for trying to find it. And we will read that in 1 minute when the server resets. All right, server is reset and we are back. All right, let's do this right here. Let's see, the PSA for the black market. Now, this is how you find the black market. This is step 1. Oliver Jericho has been seen within the kingdom. As most of you have heard by now, Jericho has been connected to the infamous black market. He has been detained several times in the past trying to smuggle illegal and dangerous goods into the kingdom, but always manages to escape. The black market banners have been popping up across the kingdom and are often carried by henchmen with crossbows. These pillagers, in quotes, protect nearby black market caches that are in transport to the final market and are extremely dangerous. Avoid at all costs. So it talks about how the banner's been popping up and they're carried by pillagers. So if you notice those pillager raiders showing up in Minecraft, they're carrying the pillager banner. That's the black market banner. Jericho was last seen crossing the northern bridge, and it is strongly advised that residents in that area keep an eye out for this man or the black market banner. He is considered a menace to society, and if seen, please contact local authorities. Okay, so what do you get out of this clue right here? Basically, it talks about the black market. It gives you a description of the banner, how it's carried by pillagers, and it tells you that Jericho was last seen crossing the northern bridge, and that people in the area should be on the lookout. Which means if you're looking for something, you might want to head towards the northern bridge, because that's where you're going to find some stuff. So let's head on up over there. All right, so the northern bridge is right there. It's in the northern part of the kingdom, as the name would suggest. It's a bridge connecting the main kingdom to this section up here, just past the lake. So when you're up here, he was last seen crossing the northern bridge. So you can check both sides of the bridge if you're trying to find where this is. And since I know where it is, and this is a reveal video, letting you guys know where it is, after you cross this bridge, heading northward, if you look along the water over there, there's actually a door. Like, whereas most of them are just the details and stuff like that of a building, there's actually a door down there. So if you get over here, there's a door right here in the northern part of the kingdom. You open this up, you come inside, you got the black market banner right there. Bam. That's how you know you found one of the little strongholds. So, read the book. All right. It says, Jericho, we've moved the dust stockpiles as discussed earlier. So this is a note to Jericho. The authorities seized our last 2 shipments, and that seriously hurt our profits this year. negative 1,544 rupees to be exact. Rupees is, I think it's actually a currency in like India or something like that. I don't know for sure because I don't travel much, but that's also the currency in The Legend of Zelda. So there's a little Easter egg inside of this whole thing. We are going to have to up our prices on our remaining products if we are going to make anything. I'll pass on the price increase to our new guy near the harbor via the usual way. You should pay him a visit to make sure he's keeping his book straight. Signed, X. Okay, so I'm going to point out right now the key to finding the black market is that you don't just follow the path right here where it says I'll pass the price increase on to our new guy near the harbor via the usual way. This implies that there's someone near the harbor also, so you should probably go check around the harbor to see if you can find another clue. But there's actually, there's 3 clues to find the black market. This is one of them, and you need this one as well as the other 2 to find it. The reason why is in every note you're going to see a number, negative 1,544, and the person signed it X. So you're going to have 3 of them. The next one's going to be signed by Y, and the next one's going to be signed by Z. All right, so negative 1,544. If you look at our coordinates, actually, we're at negative 1,381 right here. But we're kind of in the ballpark. Remember, this kingdom spans about 1 kilometer. So now he said he'll pass on the price increase to the guy at the harbor via the usual way. So let's see if I can get into the air and head over down towards the harbor. So here's the harbor, the ships and stuff like that. This area right here is actually the harbor. We got the nice little anchor right there, anchor statue. So what you want to do if you're trying to find it is explore these buildings along the edge of the harbor. And if you explore back here, a lot of times I try to hide things in secret alleyways and stuff like that. But if you notice, there's actually like there's a meat market here also. There's a nice little alleyway right here. Okay, so this is right near the harbor. You can see it right there. And this building right here is another one of the signs. Welcome to another one of the strongholds or safe houses for the black market. And over here we have yet another clue. So here, remember this is the new guy, so he's going to be a little bit more proper. Mr. Jericho, yes sir, I've transported the shells to your safe house along the northeast border. No questions asked as you instructed. The books are good and the manifests are spotless. The authorities will not know you've brought them into the kingdom. The captain making the drop-off did not hold up our original bargain, and I had to bribe him an additional 59 rupees to keep his mouth shut. I don't know, nor do I want to know how you're going to handle that, but I thought you should know. Signed, Y. All right, so remember what I said in the last one. There's a number, in this case 59, and then whoever signed it, Y. So we have X at 1,540, negative 1,544, Y at 59. And now he also talks about how he transported the shells to his safe house along the northeast border. Okay, so that's your hint for where to go next. All right, so let's go up here, and we're going to head to the northeast border, which is this border right over here, because there's the tower, so we're going east and north over here. So let's get down here. Let's try not to splatter on any buildings. All right, so along the northeast border here, it basically, if you hug this river, which, by the way, I did the river over here, too. There's an elevation change and stuff. There's squids. Usually I don't see squids, but there's nobody on right now. So there is this little alleyway right here, and this is the most northeast. Oh, look at that. There's another box that we missed. This is the most northeast that you can get, actually. And here you have another box, which I didn't even realize is in here. That's not really supposed to, that's part of the Babel brawl still. But you have another one of the banners, and this is another safe house for it. So here we go. Here's the final clue, and this should tell you where the black market is. Jericho. Between the authorities cracking down on our dust industry and the incompetence of the former harbor master, this has been a rough year for the organization. Your efforts and presence in Babel have greatly expedited the process and kept us from going into the red this year, and we all know what that would mean for us. Your plan to move shells into such a highly populated area is a bold and dangerous endeavor. Be sure to move them to the shop immediately. We need those profits. I'd advise you take extra cautions since they will be restless after the 1,654 kilometer trip to get to you. Thank you again for everything you've done. Z. P.S. Please keep them away from fire. We don't need another incident like King's Landing. That's a Game of Thrones reference right there. If you know what happened at the end with King's Landing, effectively it got burned by a dragon. It got burned to the ground by a dragon. So they're talking about shells and dust shipments and stuff like that. But and he was talking about how bold it was for Jericho to move shells into such a highly populated area, and he doesn't want in another incident like King's Landing. So what do you think shells are? It's slang for something. So dust is something, shells are something, and they're being sold down in the black market. And since King's Landing was burned by a dragon, yes, the shells are actually dragon eggs. That's right. There is a shop on this server that sells dragon eggs. I think it's the only one that does, as far as I know. And it's the black market. And this is sign Z. So here's the Z coordinate. Now, if you go to those coordinates, it will lead you to a place kind of in the south of the kingdom a little bit. So let's head over here. Now it was negative 1,544, and then there's 1,600 and some was another one. I don't remember off the top of my head exactly what it is. But you're gonna get to base, and the Y was 59. So if you look at the Y coordinate where you're up on the surface here, it's 71. Okay, so 59 is underground. So meaning you're going to need to go underground for this. So I have another night vision potion so you can see what's going on. But we have to go down to the sewers for this. So let's drink this potion here real fast. And then let's get exploring with the creepy cave noise. Let's get exploring down here in the sewers again. So coordinates, okay? This is how you get to the black market. I went down the southern well, and I'm going to go to this T intersection like what we did before. I'm going to shoot this guy maybe. Going to shoot that guy. And that's where we went that way before. But this time we're going to go this way. And we're going to keep going down. Now, walking down the sewers is not easy at all. But we're going to keep on going down this way until we get to this intersection right here. Now, in case you're wondering how to get to the spillway and you're lost down here, remember, water flows downhill. So it's going towards the spillway that way. Just so you know. Okay, so once you get to this intersection, down that way is where the intersection with Pennywise is and the western well. And down this way is a big dead end, but this is actually where we want to go. Keeping an eye out for those guys. And let's finish that guy off. And I'm stuck in a cobweb. Got it. Yeah, this is where we want to go. Now, there's a bunch of dead ends down here. Oh, Jesus. This is caught in bubble column. Holy cow. Let's get rid of some of these explosives. Oh, I hit a bat. Figures. Got it. Okay. Now, there's dead ends. A lot of them down here. Like, this all leads to a dead end. And this down here leads to a dead end. However, if you go down this way, there is this little passageway still here. And if you explore it carefully, so there's no creepers, you have to kind of jump and squeeze through here and stuff like that, you might get to this area, which this is a dead end. And this is a dead end. Okay? Now, at the end of this pathway right here, if you pull up your coordinates, you're at negative 1,544, 59, 16, 54. Those are the numbers from the clues up above. This is where you're supposed to be. So, ta-da! You found it. This is the black market. Now, this doesn't seem like anything, and that's because I use pebbles all over the place as decorations for stuff, okay? They're literally everywhere. There's thousands of them. In fact, I can tell you how many there are because it's just kind of insane. With a crafted, probably. I could probably find it on here. Right there. 1,145 of them that I've placed throughout the kingdom someplace. They're all over the place. I use them as decorations. It's nothing out of the ordinary to see one. However, there's one at these coordinates. Okay? So if you were to press that... Oh, the wall opens up. How about that? And then here you go. It leads you to this hidden chamber in the back area right here, which if you go down here, let's make sure that there could be things spawning down here too. I forget that I have night vision on. There's a spider. Let's take him out. All right, so without the night vision on, this place is actually reasonably well lit, just not right here in the middle. You actually run into this place right here, okay? Now this is, as you can see from the banners, the black market. So there are a couple of spots that are selling some things. There's also an ATM down here, but there's right here, Totems of Undying, 5 diamonds each. There they are if you guys want to buy some of those things. And right here, Dragon Eggs, 64 diamond blocks for an egg. They're expensive, but this is endgame stuff, and you went through a lot to find it, and honestly, there's people on the server who have plenty of money for that. So there it is. There's 3 Dragon Eggs on sale for people to come and purchase should they like to get a dragon egg. Even if you don't buy it, you can always just come down here and grab one and get the achievement. This is another false tunnel right there, and then there's one more thing for sale right here. There's Tony Montana's secret stash. This is the dust they were talking about. This is effectively cocaine. It's Tony Montana is the Al Pacino's character in Scarface. And if you ever watched that, he likes blow a lot. So, so yeah, that's why I added that there. Now, like I said, only 2 people have found this place. Nobody actually bought anything, but it's down here. It's a thing. It's a place. It's definitely here. So the secret, the black market is actually a place. Thanks for visiting the black market. Do not speak of this place to anyone. It's a secret for everyone to find. Don't spoil it for others. Please close the door when you leave and watch out for creepers, GReimer. So that's it. That's the black market. And that is it. That is the end of the tour. There are no more hidden Easter eggs. That's everyone I can think of. I don't think I forgot any. I don't know. I put so many little ones in that sometimes I do kind of forget them. But, snoop around, see what you can find. Maybe you'll find some interesting other ones. But yeah, that's basically the tour. That's the whole shebang. There's a dragon egg up on top of the tower, just hovering in the beam right there too. So just another little fun thing. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy the place. I mean, if you look down below, the Kingdom of Babel is pretty massive. It's pretty big, and there's even unloaded chunks over there and stuff like that. So, yeah, it was a very huge build. There's always the farms over there, too. It was a ton of fun building this. I honestly had a blast. This will be my last episode of VintageCraft. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Big thank you goes out to Vintage Beef and the admin team and everyone on here. I've had a blast building all this fun stuff. It was just incredible an experience to get to play with everyone, and not just the admin team and everyone on the server. Everyone on the server who I've played with. I've met some tremendously good people here and had a lot of fun and made some really good friends online playing on the server. It was just incredible. Lots and lots and lots of hours of fun. So thank you to all of you guys. And I will catch you hopefully on another server somewhere. And I will see you around somewhere in the block world of Minecraft, I'm sure. So thank you again. I will see you guys later. Goodbye.